Gentlemen, to Tomahawk Stadium, where the Indian Hill Braves will be taking on the CHCA Eagles. We're going to take a short break here for the national anthem, and then we'll be right back to bring you the first edition of Friday Night Lights out of Tomahawk Stadium.
We live in a country like no other. We ask everyone to stand and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Announcers are going to come up with that opening graphic again. We'll try it again. Matthew,
Radio Marching Band.
Welcome, folks, to Indian Hill Tomahawk Stadium, where the Indian Hill Braves will be taking on the CHCA Eagles in a crosstown showdown night. Tonight, the Eagles come in with a loss last week to Fenwick Bryan. I'm Rob Young with Brian Shaw in booth tonight, bringing you the live action where you can see this on the web at YouTube channel IHTN1. Folks, tonight is an epic battle against two great teams that have a great rivalry in many sports. The Braves come in with a win last week against New Richmond, and the Eagles come in with a loss to Fenwick. Brian, what are the keys to the game tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be an up-and-down game. Both quarterbacks last week threw it around quite a bit. I think we're going to see some points. I think the weather is going to hold off, where they're going to have the grip and be able to throw the ball around a little bit. And it's a return of Danny Vanatsky to Indian Hill. We'll talk about that more tonight, but should be a lot of fun. The boys all very familiar with each other. CHCA was in here 3 years ago, and haven't seen them since, but great tradition at CHCA, and should be a lot of fun.
So here we go for the opening kickoff. Kicking off for the Braves is number 6, Luke Lundgren. A sophomore, was the starting kicker last year for the Braves, and he brings it back. Has a boot of a leg for you. Ball's out to the 20, he's out to the 30. He's brought that ball out to the 40, breaks the tackle, and he's brought down by
the kicker.
Luke Lundgren, the kicker.
Yeah, Luke Lundberg. Yeah,
yep.
Luke Lundberg last week at New Richmond, I think field goals of 38 and 41 yards, and they came at big times in that game. Big momentum for him. Perfect on his extra points. Last week, because of the climate, the situation weather-wise, able to put the ball in the end zone, I think, every time. Tonight, out to the 5 or so, but still a deep kick, and does his job to bring down the runner. Let's hope he doesn't have to do it again.
You know, of note is that Luke also is a starting forward for the varsity soccer team.
These things go together, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Hand off to number 21, who's coming around the left side for you. He's out to the line of scrimmage and picks up about a yard, and is brought down by a slew of Braves.
Boy, how about the pursuit on the backside by Mick Oakes? Mick completely changed his body, and he's running really well, and really looks good.
So we got 3 receivers out to the right side of the Eagles. The Eagles are moving from left to right on your TV screen, folks. It's a handoff up the middle, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage by Mick Oakes.
Yeah, Jalen Thornton there, too, leading the charge.
Now, Jalen Thornton is a junior, already has several D1 offers from West Virginia, Iowa State, I believe Marshall. Several other schools are in line wanting that young man.
Yep, good player, good bloodlines, and a great kid.
So Vanaski's back in the shotgun to take a snap on 3rd down and 8 from about the 49-yard line. Snap, receivers out. It's a throw, short pass to number 18, who's quickly brought down for a 1st down at about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, one thing we're seeing right off the bat, good decisions by Danny. Looking at his options and finding the open guy and making a good read, good delivery. You know, Vanaski throws it very accurately, but he also throws it on time.
Vanaski back in the snap, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, and that's going to be a penalty on the Braves. Linebacker trying to time it and is called for an offsides. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 5 from the 29.
Yeah, it looked like that might have been Joe Oakes over there on that the right side for Indian Hill.
Vanaski back in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Vanaski looking to the sideline. As the fullback makes a switch to the right-hand side, so this play's looking like it's going right, Brian, but it's probably going left. Quick throw out to the right. That's an incomplete pass. A little short on the throw to number 6. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, if you're watching this at home and you're seeing some guys out wide that look a little long, it's not your vision. Mason Bernhardt, number 44, 6'5". You'll see him spread to the right. And on the other side, number 27, the senior, Keegan Zimmerman, also 6'5". So 2 really long guys out on the edge for CHCA.
Quick pass out, and that's overthrown by Vanaski to number 27, that 6'5" senior that you were talking about, Brian.
Yeah, you got to work to overthrow him, don't you? Danny'd like to have that one back.
So it'll be 3rd and 5. Braves need to get a stop here, force their kick team out.
Now I think field position-wise, Rob, they're gonna see what they can do here.
So 3 receivers to the left. 1 to the left, 3 to the right. 3rd and 5. Vanaski takes the snap. Takes the ball himself. He's going to pick up the 1st down. He's past the 20. Vanaski carries that ball for about an 8-yard gain and takes us into the red zone.
Great execution there. Great decision by Danny and good play call.
So 1st down at about the 17-yard line. Vanaski taking the snap, man in motion. It's a quick handoff up the middle. He's brought down at about a 1-yard gain there. Snap, 2 receivers. 2nd down, no gain on that play. Vanaski will have 3 more attempts to get the 1st down. 3 receivers to the right, lone receiver to the left. Vanaski drops back looking for the pass, and he's quickly brought down and hit hard as he releases the ball.
Good pressure there, Jalen Thornton, and also number 59, John Hankin. John Hankin also very long player, 6'5", 215.
So you'll see the defense get in here for a quick drops back looking for the pass. 2 guys rushing. Vanaski's forced to get rid of that ball quick. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Vanaski with the snap. Receivers to the right. He's looking for the open man. He throws it. Oh, and that's right through the arms of number 6. Is that number 8, Brian?
I think you were right. My eyes aren't any better than yours.
That's number 8, Lindbergh, I believe. So 4th and 10. CHCA is going to go for it here.
Looks like the Braves are short a player.
They're going to go for the field goal here. Kicking for CHCA is number 8.
Yeah, Case Osborne.
And it's no good. Case Osborne.
That drive similar to, I guess, what we would expect. It's a team that throws it more than they run it. I think we're going to see that tonight, and it didn't look in that first possession as if the weather was a major factor. One miss for Danny, I would say, on that throw to the middle of the field, but everything looked like we might expect. Same thing with Indian Hill. Last week, Indian Hill threw it 41 times and ran it 29. So Cole Dean, quarterback for Indian Hill, the junior, looks like he might be able to throw it around a little bit tonight too. They'll start with a run though.
And that's a pickup of about 12 out to the 30 for the Braves.
Yeah, Tennyson Holmes.
Tennyson doing a great job of cutting.
14 carries last week, averaged over 6 yards a carry. So Tennyson, really important for the Braves to get that going. Makes throwing it easier.
Nice little screen pass out, number 2.
Yeah, Marco Fiore with the reception following his lead blocker there, Colin Shaw.
So just of note, Fiore's coming back from a shoulder injury last year, and he played with that injury through the varsity basketball season, which went deep into the offseason, had surgery right after the basketball season. Looks to be doing well. I don't know that we'll see him throwing tonight, do you think?
Well, he did last week, got in for a few snaps, but no, I think the plan would be Cole to do that. And Marco, most importantly right now, not playing any defense.
Great run by Holmes.
Yeah, this is great. This is just the tonic that we need to be able to throw the ball better. So this is going to open up everything. Great run by Tennyson and great job by that left side of the line, Jalen Thornton over there.
You know, when we go back to the heyday of Indian Hill basketball back in the early 2000s, great running game, great passing game, quarterback that was very versatile. I think that's what we're going to see with the Braves this year. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a team with a lot of kids that are very similar with their skill set. A lot of kids that can run routes and catch balls. They spread it out, and Cole was very, very accurate last week.
Cole keeps it. He goes out of bounds. Picks up about 3 before he's tackled out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the other thing we saw last week with New Richmond, not a lot of negative plays. So getting something just like that on first down, this makes second down, the playbooks really wide when you can get something like that, even a short gain like that. Very important.
Yeah, Cole Dean's a junior. Last week he was 22 of 40 attempts with almost 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, you think about that. Indian Hill did not throw it that much even when Reed Eichholtz was here. Threw it around quite a bit last week and doing it again this week.
Pass down to
Michael
reception, touchdown, Cole Dean to number 5.
Michael Bright. Yeah, Michael Bright. He was quite a ways behind the defense.
So that's a 47-yard touchdown reception to put on the record books for Cole Dean this game for his 4th touchdown pass of the season.
Yeah, Michael Bright, the transfer, I think it was 2 years ago from Wyoming, comes over to Indian Hill.
So here's the replay. Cole Dean drops back with the ball. Nice, beautiful pass. You don't see Bright catch that, but great reception by Bright right over his outside shoulder. Goes right in. Field goal's good by.
Yeah, Lundberg with the field. He stays perfect on the season. And Mike Bright just getting significantly past the defense there. Cole Dean doing a great job to still make that accurate throw and keep him in stride so he could get in for the touchdown. A great start for the Braves. Last time they played CHCA, it was 3 years ago on this field, and CHCA put a lot of points up on the board. I think it was 44 points. that they put up. Yeah, 44-13 was the final a few years ago. So, you know they're going to do it.
And that was Curry's first season, wasn't it?
That was Arcuri's first season, and in that period of time, I mean, he started off with a winning record. You remember they had a game they missed, the tragedy out at Little Miami. Didn't play a game that they were scheduled to play, so they finished 5-4 that year, and has gone overall in this period of time. This is now his fourth year, 26-7, 79% winning percentage.
Yeah, it's a great turnaround of this program that's always had great athletes. Coaching's been fabulous the last 3 years. You got to think Arcuri's wanting to capitalize on the talent that he has. Not a big squad, Brian, by any stretch of the imagination, but a very athletic squad.
Yeah, the numbers aren't real big when you look at the sideline. But
great boot into the end zone, and that's going to go out off the CHCA player's chest, out of bounds.
Yeah, Luke Lundberg really gives them an added dimension. Really does. It's nice to be able to do that. And you saw the Braves on that first return. If you can avoid things like that and play defense and make a team go 80 yards, that's a big deal.
Well, and what it adds for us especially is if you go back 3 years when Fiore was a sophomore, Fiore was playing defense, offense, kickoffs, punting, and kicking extra points. The kid never came off the field. Now he can be very focused on what he's doing, giving him more time to recover because he's not relying on for punts or for place kicking this year.
Yeah, Marco will punt it, but no defense until that shoulder's 100%, and as you said, no place kicking. That's really important. But you know it's beyond that. I mean, Lundberg is so good, better I think than Marco. Marco was a tremendous kicker, tremendous athlete, but that's a real narrow talent, and Lundberg does it as well as anybody I've seen here.
Well, I had the pleasure of coaching Luke in 6th grade. And on a 6th grade football team, when you knew you could go to a 6th grader who could kick a 30-yard field goal,
right?
When we played the Masons of the world,
yeah,
that came in handy.
Well, it kind of puts the pressure on you, Coach. You better not lose with a kicker like that. And that's
nice hit. Kanaski's.
Okay, now we'll talk about this throughout the evening, but these guys are best of friends, believe it or not. Let's take a look at this this play. Go ahead.
So you'll see some penetration. It flushes Vanaski out to the left side, and you see number 53. I believe that's
Mick Oakes.
Mick Oakes.
Yeah.
Just loading up on him. So it's 3rd and 27 now for Vanaski, who's in the shotgun. And looks like we're taking a timeout on the field.
Yeah.
So, Brian.
Yeah, that's a heck of a thing when you got somebody 3rd and 27 and you have to take a timeout defensively. But this backstory is a beautiful thing. Danny is actually in that CHCA game 3 years ago. He is the starting quarterback as a freshman. And, has a great freshman year. The team turns it around, has a winning record. Grew up here, played all the way through, went to school here all the way through into the 9th grade. Left mid-year, went over to Moeller for a semester, and then on to CHCA. But the great thing about it is you'll see Danny at basketball games at Indian Hill. You'll see him over on the baseball field watching his friends play. And the same thing with the Indian Hill kids. You'll see them at CHCA games going to cheer on Danny. He has done a great job, and the kids have, maintaining that relationship. So when you see Mick Oakes get a piece of him tonight, that is nothing but friendly competition. And Mick, by the way, did a great job. You think about that. Danny's got the ability to run it or throw it there. Mick kind of in no man's land and stayed on the ground and came at him aggressively and made a big play.
That's a big frame that kid has, though.
Yeah, sure is. But, the way he's running now, Rob, the way that Mick is running, it's a whole different thing. Well, the one thing we're seeing early, I think, that, is an advantage for Cole Dean and kind of a tough thing for Danny is the ability to run the football. We haven't seen, a lot of running of the football for CHCA or the ability to run it. Tennyson Holmes with a couple of big runs, pulling that defense up and giving Cole some room to operate. See if that continues. That's a big deal right now as I see it in this game to start.
Well, the Dogmen came out tonight to prove a point, and they are showing their prowess on defense here as the punter's back, number 8.
Yeah, Marco Fiore back
Fiore
to
with the fair catch at the 40.
Nice decision there, and a great catch by Marco, looking up into those raindrops, and it's picked up a little bit here.
Yeah, Brian, we have a celebrity in the house tonight. His name is Harvey, if you're not aware of it. Harvey decided to leave Texas and come up to Cincinnati just for this crosstown showdown of CHCA versus the Indian Hill Braves.
Yeah, you know, you think about this week and all that we've seen on TV and followed, and of course praying and really giving our empathy and sympathies for the people down there that are struggling. That's going to be a long haul for those folks, but inspiring, isn't it, the way those Texans have come together and helped each other and helped themselves? Very impressive.
This is going to be a loss for the Braves. First play that they've run for a loss. It's about a 2-yard loss. It was a handoff to Marco Fiore, who couldn't get around the outside edge, and it's dropped for a 2-yard loss.
You know, one other thing, obviously a lot of different ways to help out and to give, and now that we're at the weekend, everybody's caught their breath. It's going to be a long time as they rebuild, and the need is going to be great, and it's going to continue. So this weekend, good opportunity if you're inclined to go out and find a Red Cross or some other organization to help.
I don't think people understand the levity of what actually happened. My uncle lives in Spring, Texas. He left the house to go get coffee and to go to the office for about an hour. When he came back out, by the time he came out of his office and went down the main street to get back to his house, Brian, the street was 8 feet underwater in an hour.
Yeah,
I mean, it just came that quick. Beaumont, Texas got 26 inches of rain in 12 hours.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati, with 2 inches of rain an hour, we are in serious flood conditions.
Yeah, very difficult. Chris Hooten coming off the field, number 71. Looks like he might have turned an ankle. Empty backfield.
So Dean back in the shotgun. He's looking to pass the ball, gets the pass off. It's a little off the mark.
Yeah, looks like we might have a personal foul late hit. Not sure what they're going to call here.
Holding on the Braves.
I guess I was wishful thinking there.
Yeah, so the Braves are going to take a 5-yard penalty, and they'll be bringing out the punt team, I believe, because it'll be 4th and about.
Yeah, it looked like Lee Camp was open. Just a little tough connection there.
So Fiore's going to take the punt for the Braves. Who's our long snapper this year?
I'm not sure who that is. I think that's Sitchell. I think that must run in the family.
Jack Sitchell.
Yeah, Jack Sitchell. You know, Adam Sitchell was a tremendous long snapper.
So Sitchell with the snap to Fiore. Fiore gets the ball off barely. It's down the field. CHCA picks the ball up and
nice
immediately
coverage.
dropped by number 3.
Trey Lopez. Really good job.
He's a sophomore. Great athlete.
Great playmaker. Had a punt return last week for 43 yards, and just a terrific athlete. One thing you notice that CHCA did a really good job of there is making Marco punt the ball with some pace. Seems like in Richmond last week, Marco was able to survey things and kind of take his time and go to the sideline and see if something was available and do that rugby kick. CHCA must have been watching that and prepared really well to make him get that punt off quickly. And Trey Lopez returned the favor by getting downfield and doing a great job to make the play.
So Banaski starts at the 24-yard line. He's got 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Quick pass out to the left, out to the 30. And this is going to be a first down pickup on the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 again from about the 30. About the 35-yard line.
Nice job there, putting that ball right where it needed to be for Herman to pick it up and make progress running the ball.
So Banaski with 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, 1 back behind him. Banaski's trying to pull the Braves offside. Lone back switches to the right side. So they're heavy to the right. The handoff up the left center. He's brought down after about a 2-yard gain.
Another great job by the Braves to contain the running game. let's hope that that helps us on the back end with the passing game.
So that was number 21 for CHCA. Alex Bernard on the carry. Panaski with the snap. Looking deep to his receivers. This one is broken up by number 16.
Yeah, good job by Colin Shaw, not just running with him, but to turn his head at just the right time to be able to go back and make a play.
Hey, do you know that kid by any chance?
I've heard of him. Yeah, I thought he was a basketball player.
I hear he's a pretty good kid.
Yeah, he's a good
Dad's
kid.
not very fun.
No, his dad's a pain.
So, folks, again, this is Rob Young with Brian Shaw in the booth for you tonight, bringing you the cross-town showdown of CHCA and the Braves. Panaski with a deep pass. Great reception by number 18.
Yeah, John Mark and Alex Lindbergh both in coverage, and Danny just doing a great job putting that ball right where it had to be. Big throw by Van Atsky.
Hey, Zach, we need to hear everything. Thanks.
First and 10.
Panaski's is in the shotgun. He's got a two receiver split right, receiver in motion from the left, coming across the short field, and he's bumped and doesn't make it to his route.
Yeah, Danny putting that out in front of his back, and looked like we had a little bit of contact, but nothing called there.
That definitely was a timing pattern.
Yeah, that release just had a tough time getting away. I think he might have got tangled up with our backer.
So look for the ball to go to the left here. Panaski up the center with the ball, and he's quickly stopped. And it's a fumble picked up by...
Wow, how about Danny?
What happened? I didn't.
Danny showing a little toughness there. Mick Oakes met Danny. I think we'll probably take a look at this on a replay, but that was a heck of a collision. Danny kept his feet and got to the sideline. Nice run by Danny Vanatsky.
Great run. I thought Vanatsky had been dropped, and it was a fumble. So you're going to see Danny come up the center.
Look at this collision here with Mick. Runs right out of it and
it's a fumble.
Keeps going.
Picked up by...
Wow.
You know what else these two guys have in common, Vanatsky and Oakes? Their dads both played at UC.
Yes, all about UC, isn't it?
It is.
You would say that.
I would. Hand up the middle, number 21. He's up with about an 8-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
Tackle by Will Kleekamp. Yeah, Will Kleekamp, the freshman, great game last week. I think had 8 or 9 tackles and contributing immediately.
Well, folks, this game is nationally televised. We know for sure that we have an alumni watching in Nashville. That'll be a score for CHCA. A nice little pass from Vanatsky.
Vanatsky's pass complete to Julian Herman for CHCA touchdown.
Yeah, I had that 18 as Julian Herman.
Is nationally televised.
Yeah, Herman's just going to drag across the field. The ball again right on the money, enabling him to run with it after he caught it and get in the end zone.
Here's the extra point. Up and good. Quite a big difference on that series for CHCA. The offensive line did a great job
to go in the first quarter.
giving Vanatsky an opportunity to run the ball a couple times, giving him more time. That play was really about how much time he had back there to release that ball.
Yeah, he does a great job. If you give him some space, standing tall in the pocket and finding people. And he did it in that drive and helped himself with a couple of runs. And you notice they ran the ball a little bit better when they got on this side of the 50, and that just makes everything else easier.
So it's a 7-7 game here in the first quarter, where Indian Hill Braves will receive the ball from CHCA with 2:39 left in the quarter.
Good balance on that drive, and both teams now going completely down the field, and I think this is the kind of game we expected, even with the rain.
What is our first edition of Friday Night Lights? You wouldn't expect anything less than a nice, cool fall night with some rain. It is Tomahawk Stadium.
Yeah, this isn't bad for September 1st. No. I don't think anybody's sitting around sweating and that kind of thing. Not bad. It's a 4-day weekend, Labor Day weekend, and the kids were off school also today on Friday.
Ray Lopez and Marco Fiore back to the Braves to receive.
Pretty good turnout from the students, given the fact that there are probably some people out of town and, the weather being what it is. Good job by the students to show up.
Back to receive the ball is, let that ball go through the end zone and out the side.
Yeah, Trey Lopez, and he's showing some restraint for that, pick that up. He's a playmaker. This is
never a time it's not good to pick that ball up.
Trey, he wants to make a play. One thing you think about with this game and the scheduling, both for Indian Hill and for CHCA, I think both these teams feel like they could be playing again in the playoffs. Certainly CHCA every year is in the playoffs, and Indian Hill has started that tradition the last couple of years. CHCA decided to load up their schedule. There's a team up in northern Ohio called Coldwater, and Coldwater has knocked CHCA out of the playoffs, I think 3 times in the last 4 years. And Coldwater is one of only 3 teams in Ohio. As we have
Tennessee
home for about an 8-yard pickup.
Nice play out of the backfield. But there are only 3 teams in the state of Ohio that are not Catholic schools, that are public schools, that have won 6 state championships. From 2005 to 2015, Coldwater has won 6 times in the state. And that's who CHCA always seems to have to match up against at some point.
Quick pass out to Fiore. Fiore gets the first down. He's to the 40, he's to the 50. And he's brought down at the...
Looks like this might be coming back.
Down the left side, but a flag down.
It's a holding call against
Holding on the road.
Fast. It'll be a repeat of the second down.
Yep. But nice job. You start to see Dean play calling and getting guys out in space and letting athletes catch the ball that can run with the ball after they catch it. Love the approach. But to get back to... there was a hold on that.
It'll be 2nd and 12.
But back to Coldwater. So CHCA looking this year, I think, the non-conference schedule to kind of, put that up a little bit. They did it last week with a really good Fenwick team. I think it's a flattering thing. It shows a little respect for Indian Hill to have us. And then they've got Wyoming next week. So they're getting a little taste of the CHL, which is great for our league to have CHCA play both of us.
Dean with the ball. It's flushed out of the back, gets the ball off, makes the reception, and number 16 is knocked out of bounds.
Come on.
Colin Shaw for the reception. And just shy
of
that's the first down. So he picked up about 10 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2.
3rd down.
About the 28. Benson Holm off to the right, 2 receivers split to the right. To Tennyson, and he's dropped in the backfield.
Well, that's a great play right there. And that's a big play, getting his team off the field. And giving Danny a little bit of time. He's got about a minute and a half left. And we'll see where they get that ball. They could have it somewhere between the 35 and the 50. Wouldn't surprise me.
This is interesting.
Nobody back. No return.
No return. They're going for the block.
And that's going to force a timeout. Yeah, looks like in fact they didn't mean to do that.
Is that timeout on CHCA?
So they set up a return here with that timeout. Yeah, great job getting penetration and squaring up on our back, Tennessee Holmes. That's a big deal. You know, you score and you go down. If Indian Hill continues that drive and maybe gets points on the board right at the end of the first half, or the first quarter, that's a big deal. So great job. It's a momentum changer, I guess.
Emily Singer,
And one of the things I'd say about that play is that running play was developing way too slow.
Riley Hall,
CHCA the opportunity.
Lexi Magenheim, Jessica Logeman, Lena Bruscato.
I'm not sure what they were trying to do, Rob. I
Morgan
wouldn't
Yamaguchi,
practice this week. That might be
Merritt
designed.
McMullen, Sammy Orr, and Isabel Floyd.
I don't know. I would say there's probably
CHL champion Indian Hill cheerleaders.
Could be.
Yep.
Could be. Fiore again with the punt, and he's rushed again.
Yep.
He's picked up at the 40 by CHCA, who goes backwards instead of forwards. He's gonna go down and be dropped for a loss on that
Marco Fiore's
return
punt.
of about an 8-yard loss after the
Taken by Alex
after the
Barner.
catch.
Yeah, you know, you get something and you give something. With the pressure that
Tackled
they're putting
down.
on, a lot of guys
The
are getting
33-yard
in,
line.
doing a great
CHCA
job
will
in coverage
start
down the
first
field. But they are changing things for Marco, and those punts are not what we're used to seeing because of the rush. A lot of guys on CHCA we're seeing that also go both ways. So this will be an interesting game as we get a little later into the second half, and some of the conditioning will come out here.
With 3 receivers to his left.
Both teams with a lot of guys going both ways.
Hand off up the middle. He's broken a tackle. He's dropped at the 40 for about a 7-yard pickup. It'll
Alex
be
Barner now.
2nd and 3.
Just past the
with
40-yard
48
line,
seconds
tripped up
left
by
in the
Alex Lindbergh.
quarter.
Second
Yeah,
down.
starting to see that balance for CHCA. Starting to be able to run the ball to complement that passing game. And that's just going to make everything better.
So Banaski motion to the left, looking to go deep.
Yeah. I guess they're going to rule that incidental. The feet got tangled up.
Pass
And,
down the middle. Ball's
One of those
incomplete.
big 6'5" boys.
yeah, it is. That's really quite a target to have 2 of them out there. And guys that can run, too. You know, those aren't just big guys that turn around and curl or whatever. Those are guys that are out in space running down the field. Very impressive.
So we got 14.8 seconds left here in the first quarter. Just enough time for Vanaski to get one more play off. He's got 2 to the left. He's got a slot and 1 to the right. He's got a back behind him. .33's in motion. It's a handoff up the right side. He's got space and time. He's down at about the 48-yard line, so that'll be a pickup of about 12.
Yeah, nice job by Alex Lindbergh. The initial contact, and then Mick Oakes to finish it. But again, another good run. Have to honor that now when Danny's looking down the
CHCA is
field.
going to let the clock expire. We'll switch sides as the Braves are tied up with the Eagles at 7-7 in this year's edition of the Crosstown Showdown. Brought to you by IHTN Sports Network. Brian, what are the keys going into this second half? Because you were talking about it. Both sides have a lot of guys that play both ways. On a night like tonight, it's the first chilly night that they've really played football this year.
Yeah.
So you got to think that's going to play a factor in it. The hands are going to start getting cold. It's raining. The ball's going to get slippier.
It is. Yeah, it's going to get slipperier, I think, is what you're. You know, I think it comes back to what we've been talking about. A couple of things. First of all, can you get off the field? Because I really got a feeling that this is going to go back and forth. Offense is going to dominate. And then second, if you're going to be good offensively, can you balance it out? Who can run the football? I think both teams can throw the ball, but who can run the ball to balance it? And that's, to me, that's going to dictate how we look going into the half here.
Cole Dean had a great first quarter. Put a touchdown up on the board.
Did.
Great passes,
Yep.
Not too many errant passes. We only had one play in the first quarter for negative yardage. That was the missed run. And they turned the ball over to CHCA and gave them the opportunity in that last minute to make a run up the field.
Yep. Yeah, now that Danny's starting to get a little better protection and he's getting some assistance from the running game, be interesting to see how his numbers look here in the second quarter. I think he's going to be pretty effective if we can't stop that run.
That's going to be marked for a pickup of about 4. So it'll be 3rd and 6. No, 2nd and 6. Sorry.
Those are such big setup yards too, I mean, for both sides. Get something positive on first down and open up the playbook a little bit here.
So a lone receiver to the right side for Vanaski, a back in the backfield, and 3 receivers along the line on the left. Back to the right side, it's a handoff up the middle, and he's met at the line of scrimmage and dropped for what's going to probably be marked as about a no gain. I think he made it to the line. Looks like they're spotting it right at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Braves.
Yeah, Alex, brother Charlie Lindbergh in on that play, along with William Kleekamp. Kleekamp has played a major role here in the first game and the quarter for the Braves as a freshman. Major factor.
Vanaski drops back, plenty of time to pass that ball, and again, they're tripping up in the middle of the field. That time he's going to get the interference call. So this is going to be a first down for CHCA at about the, that's going to be at about the 42-yard line, I believe they'll mark it. It's a 10-yard penalty in high school, correct?
That's not significantly different than I don't think than what we saw on the play earlier. Again, the feet getting tangled up, but I think at some point, if that happens consistently, they probably need to make a call.
Well, that's marked at the 30, so they do mark it in high school now at the point of infraction. So Vanaski's back in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. 3 to his right, 1 to his left. It's a handoff, and
looks like we're going to get some movement here.
Ball start on CHCA. There'll be a penalty. He'll bring it back to make it 1st and 15 on about the 35-yard line, 34-yard line. So, folks, if you have friends that went to school at Indian Hill or at CHCA, get the word out that this game is being broadcast live on IHTN1, which you obviously know if you're watching. It is also replayed on that channel 24 hours after the game. So that's number 14 with a good carry, picks up about 8 yards.
Yeah, great individual effort. Thought we had him for a loss.
It'll be 2nd and 7. Credited with an 8-yard carry. Vanaski taking the snap in the shotgun. Vanaski plenty of time to throw, and this time intercepted by Colin Shaw. So we'll have a replay of this interception by Colin Shaw. So, a great defensive play by the Braves. Here comes the replay. That's a momentum changer right there, Brian.
Yeah, Danny doing a great job stepping up and putting a lot of touch on this ball. Did you see him kind of take something off there? Because he was fitting it in between three Braves, or at least he thought. Colin with a nice reach up there.
Well, that's that basketball skill of reaching up high to get that ball.
And being a 6'2", 6'3" corner, that helps.
So the Braves are deep. Good pass by Cole Dean, threads the needle out to Marco for
really
a 5-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 5 from about the 10-yard line.
Great throw right there. Put that ball the only place it could be for a reception.
So it's 7-7 here in the second quarter as the Braves are on the offensive side of this ball after what looked like a great offensive series for the Eagles, broken up by Colin Shaw with a great interception at the goal line.
Nice stop and go.
Out. Oh, that's going to be called incomplete.
Yeah, tough. He's working that sideline, looking at his feet and the ball at the same time. Tough, but that was a beautiful little hitch and go, and he actually got behind him. Put that in the back of your mind for later. Yeah, that's one thing we talked about with regard to the game and keys to the game. Of course, turnovers are always huge, and that's a big one. That's a big one. Last week we had a turnover down near the New Richmond goal line. They come right back and score. Momentum a lot of times will go that way. See if the Braves can get points after that turnover here.
Dean in the shotgun with Holmes. Fiore. Holmes with the ball. He's got the first down. He's out to about the 24-yard line before he's brought down.
Great misdirection right there. Great play call. Great execution by the kids, and that's a big first down. You can't score unless you can continue to move the chains. Great job right there.
So it'll be 1st and 10 with 8:47 left here in the second quarter. The Braves with the ball.
Not sure what happened there with Tennyson when he went down.
Official timeout. Never like seeing that.
No.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that to see what happened here to Holmes on that carry. It looks like.
Yeah, Terry Conti out there looking at it. If you've had children in the Indian Hill School District, you probably know Terry. That's good news.
That's good to see Holmes get up on his own and try to walk it off. He'll come out for this play.
Yeah, one of the guys to come over to the sidelines. Not sure if you saw that, but Danny Vanatsky coming over to see his buddy.
So you'll see Holmes come up the left side. I think it's when he got tackled, his leg got a little bit, his ankle, his foot looked like on the end of that play got a little bit yanked.
That's a tough, like that last lunge. That looked a little bit like the Bo Jackson, you lunge out one leg in front of the other as you're getting tackled.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line for the Braves as...
Thank goodness we're not dealing with the same kind of injury, though. Looks fine.
Now you're talking about a player that I think was one of the greatest athletes of all times.
It's funny. I talked to a guy that played baseball with him with Kansas City Royals. Said, without any question, if he just plays baseball, he's a Hall of Famer. And you know what kind of football player he was. I think the question was always with the baseball, right? Was he good enough to be in that conversation?
He was definitely good enough to be a Hall of Fame. If he would have not gotten injured, he had a good shot of probably being a Hall of Famer in both leagues.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I mean, the numbers that he was putting up in
baseball. But baseball, you can't just dabble. That's what makes it so unbelievable that he could just go out and do that without giving it full-time attention. Football, you might be able to get by with a little athletic ability. Baseball is a different animal.
Quick pass out to Fiore, who's to the 20, 30, past the first down marker and knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
That's such a great play from Marco for Cole to get him the ball.
Sure why
with
they
the
got
ability
back there so far.
Yeah, for him to be able to get out and run in space, that's really a nice play. I think we're going to see that a lot, not just tonight, but I think for the rest of the year.
I don't like the mark on that ball. What do you think, Brian?
Well, not sure what what the reason for the stop is here. Looks like there's some conversation about just that.
Something with the chains getting moved, but
You don't like where that
passed
marker is.
that first down marker before he went out of bounds. I don't know.
Yeah, he was on that sideline. I honestly, I couldn't see it from here, but
So it looks like we've got a little bit of a reprieve in the rain, Brian, so that'll be good for the boys.
yeah, another 3rd and 3. Let's hope we can convert.
That's a big hit.
Yeah. Yeah, John Mark Williams on the carry in with Tennyson out for a little bit here, getting looked at. Terry's still working on that left ankle area. Looks like she's taping that up on the bench. But John Mark took a big shot there. John being a linebacker, he'll have an opportunity to return the favor here as soon as the CHCA Eagles get the ball.
Fiore's going to keep it. Sneak Fiore for the first down.
Oopa.
Out to about the 49-yard line before he steps out of bounds.
Yeah.
But you got to like Fiore's ability to run the ball instead of punting.
You know, the Braves have been blessed the last several years. Marco Fiore last year and this year, and Nick Heidel for a couple of years before him, to have really, really good athletes that are also punting the football. And if you recall, we've had a couple of times, Wyoming and other games where, you know, big situations where we've been able to convert on a fake punt.
That ball's dropped by number 45.
That's a long throw. I mean, that is a long throw. Ball's in the air quite a while. I think as a receiver, you know, you're expecting contact at some point. That's just it's an interesting play. How far from the other hash to this side?
That was Davis Kleekamp who couldn't hold on to the ball. So Cole Dean will have 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Kleekamp was
from about the 49-yard line.
7 receptions last week, and really, really good hands. And runs very well. You look at how big a guy he is. And
the Braves getting called for a false start. So this will be a 2nd and 15 now.
Take a look at that fake punt. And I think Marco's doing the math and looking at who's on that side. And watch him stand up a little high here, kind of relax. That defender coming up to put a hit on him. Thankfully, Marco covered up before that collision.
Great pass by Cole Dean. Picks up 10 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5.
You know, when you get into a 2nd and 15, when you get into 2nd and 15, Cole Dean standing in that pocket, taking a hit, really strong, looking down the field, and putting the ball right where it had to be. But a lot of poise there and a lot of toughness.
So you got Shaw and Fiore to the left.
Now on a manageable 3rd and 4.
And it's good to see Holmes is back in. Kleekamp far right. Snap. That pass is blocked. It's going to be 4th and 4. Punt team will come back on again.
Yeah. Well, you look at it and you say, when's the last time you saw 2 fake punts? But, hey, if he looks at it and he sees the same thing he saw last time, if there's not an adjustment, it's another possibility.
Well, you got to like the fact that they did that. That's going to force CHCA not to load the line as much as they've been loading it, you would think.
Yeah. There are only so many things you can do. And he did get a little bit more time, and look at where he put the ball. Very nice.
So CHCA will get that ball inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line with 5:34 left here in the half, Brian. Like you said, this is going to kind of go back and forth.
Right.
Probably going to come down to turnovers. The Braves unable to convert on that turnover, but they do get their defense off the field for a rest.
Yeah.
Come back out. Let's see if the Braves defense can start stopping that running game.
Yeah, not
CHCA.
And just go back for a minute to that last possession for the Braves. really the key. You get a first down play where you don't get any yardage because you get an incompletion, and then before you take your second down play, you get a false start where you lose 5 yards and you're at 2nd and 15. If the Braves can stay away from that, I think they can move the ball up and down the field. Big part of the game right there. Let's see what we can do getting them backed up here.
CHCA, this ball, that's a safety for the, they're going to call it on the 1 yard line. Come on. Come on, give the boy a safety. He had 1 foot in the end zone, 1 foot outside the end zone.
Yeah, I think that forward progress, that wherever that is on the field, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think he got out to that forward progress.
Well, if you're
Let's see him
looking
go
for
back
progress,
right
he got
there.
out to the 5.
Yeah, he got hit at the 1, and he got pushed in. Yep.
All righty. It's a great defensive play by the Braves.
Did you watch that Ohio State game last night? Did you see what they had on ESPNU? They had Dan Dockage for Indiana, and they had kind of the homer. Well, I tell you what, good job to get it actually toward a receiver and avoid a grounding
Kanaski's
penalty.
dropped hard in the end zone.
Yeah.
3rd and 16 on the goal line. Well, on the end zone.
This is interesting, isn't it? I mean, the Braves for the first time have CHCA pinned back, and things look a little different once you're down here.
The Dogmen are calling for the student section to get loud and crazy. You got Tennyson Home in the backfield. You've got Colin Shaw in coverage. Can't let him get away.
Oh, tackle.
He's going to be close to a first down, depending on where they mark him.
Yeah, Braves with an opportunity to make a tackle, and instead of wrapping up, just put a shoulder on him and actually propelled him forward closer to that first down. Not sure if he got it or not.
First down marker's at about the 17. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
They've already moved the chains. They're going to have to give them that because they moved. Somebody needs to teach the chain gang how to run chains. You do not move chains until the official signals move the chains. Because he's definitely, the first down marker was just past the 17-yard line. They've marked that ball at about the 17. It's definitely needing a measurement at the least.
Good play call. Just to go back to the play itself, rather than have your quarterback throwing out of the end zone, to run the ball. And I think CHCA just looking for a little room. If they get the first down, great, but looking for a little room in case they have to punt the ball.
So how do you measure when you've already moved the chains? Well, you're on the chain. First down. First down, CHCA. Your marker's in the middle of the chain on the.
Yeah, 4 minutes remaining in the half. Plenty of time
Would have been on the 15.
for CHCA to move the ball, but also plenty of time for the Braves to get it back and do something with it.
He got right in their face and
Well, Brian, I hear tomorrow at Tomahawk Stadium is going to be a session on chain gang working. I hear Coach Arteri is running that session. We'll have an OHSA official here to teach people how to walk the chains and not move.
I like that.
And folks, just so you know, we're not talking about a chain gang at like Lebanon Correctional. We're talking about chain gang here at Tomahawk Stadium.
Nice roll out by Danny, throwing on the run. Accurate ball once again. First down, and the clock stopped.
Clock's running again.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 from about the 32-yard line for CHCA. Too many arm tackles, Brian. Nobody's breaking down, squaring up, and taking them down.
Yeah, I think a lot of these runs are just designed to keep them honest, but they're getting good yardage. That one and the one previous for the first down pickup. And you're right. Looked like last two runs that were big runs like that, a lot about tackling.
So the Braves defense doing a great job of pinning them up against the end zone and then turning around and giving up 53 yards.
Yeah, looks like
False start on CHCA. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Be first and 15.
False start on CHCA, backs about 5 yards, still first down.
That's good. Yeah, we get an incompletion here and get them into a second and 15, and then start getting down in distance working for us here a little bit. Hadn't been our friend. See if the Braves get a chance in this series to get another 3rd and long.
Nasky back looking for the pass, under pressure. Pass number 14. Another arm tackle, Brian.
Yeah.
Before he's knocked out of bounds for about a 6-yard pickup. It'll be, about a 9-yard pickup.
Yeah, another chance right there to really get into a favorable situation, but Braves unable to make a tackle.
Hand off up the middle again. And that's going to be just shy of the first down.
Myers, down to number 37.
Be just shy of the first down. Yeah, the chain gang needs practice. Let them come out and measure this.
Yeah, they're going to get home tonight and say, that guy was killing you. He was killing you. All you guys on the chain gang.
So 3rd and about 1 to go. Banaski in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. A lone back with him. Looking at the sideline. Braves have the box loaded up. Bringing the pressure. Banaski keeps the ball, and he'll get the first down before he's brought down. So he's going to be about at the 36-yard line where they mark it. It'll be a 1st and 10 as Banaski is the keeper and takes it down.
Yeah,
So
Danny's showing some toughness tonight. A couple of great
defense
runs.
Seems to have gotten soft in the center. Kind of like a
guy our age.
yeah.
Yeah, no question about it. I think the ability to be able to run the football just to keep Indian Hill honest, I think is big. And now you hate to see that because you know what's coming.
Flag on the field. It looks like they're going to call a penalty on CHCA.
Well, another opportunity for the Braves. You get into a 1st and 15, and maybe they do something and we can get into a 2nd and long and, start playing it out that way. Could use a little help.
I think they got...
Looking at it, just the time that we've got and where they are, if we get into a field goal situation, I don't think they attempted one last week, and I think they missed 1 extra point. Well, here we go again.
Another false start.
Blue flag, false start. Everything but the house, no online estate sale marketplace. It helps you uncover hidden treasures.
Well, Brian, it's very interesting. The Braves come out in that first series in 3 plays and score big.
Yeah.
Stop CHCA on their first possession. Come back, get stopped. CHCA gets stopped. CHCA finally gets a big play and scores.
Yeah,
This is
it's a different game.
this is becoming a game about possession and how long you have this ball and capitalizing on that. Banaski dropped from behind.
Jalen Thornton getting
by
to him.
Thornton.
Nice job taking his man up the field and then spinning back.
Yeah, if we can get the replay on that, you'll see Thornton shed his blocker. That was a great use of his hands, getting rid of the blocker and getting in.
Yeah, big play.
So what you'll see is Thornton come right off that end line, push past his blocker, spin around, move him off, and come up from behind as Vanaski's throwing it and gets him from the blind side. Vanaski with a deep pass.
Oh, you got to keep running.
What a great pass by Vanaski. You cannot give him time in that backfield to set his plays up. He's got those big receivers who are fast.
He did something subtle, though. I think, if we take a look at this on the replay, he did something subtle to draw the corner and make the corner think the ball was going up in the air. Yeah, let's take a look at Vanaski with the ball and just showing the ball to the corner. And then just putting a little bit more under it and the receiver running right by. I think they were expecting that ball to come out a little bit earlier and a little bit flatter, and they threw it a little further than what they thought.
And the point after is good. This will be a 14-7 game with 54 seconds left in the half. So the story tonight, big plays, touchdown.
Yeah,
touchdowns. All three touchdowns have been off of big.
Actually, surprised we're going into the half here with just collectively 21 points on the board. I would have guessed that we'd see more, but still some time left. Starts with a return. Maybe we can.
You got Trey Lopez, who has run a ball back already this season.
Yeah.
You got Fiore, who's capable of doing the same.
And I think that the ability of CHCA to start to run the football, at some point you know what's coming. They're going to throw the ball down the field. It's how they score. They had 4 touchdowns last week, and I think 3 of the 4
Vanaski had three touchdowns.
Were scored, through the air. So had 30 of them, I think, last year, and and they've got a history of that. I think Johnny Nguyen before him, a very good throwing quarterback. That's what they did when they came here 3 years ago, is they put the ball up quite a bit. But when you start to get that balance and you can run the ball, boy, I tell you, that really sets you up for things like that.
A little short kick.
Come up and get it. Come up and get it. I think the Braves are fortunate to get on that. Well, maybe not.
CHCA is calling it.
Yeah,
now Braves come up out of the pile with the ball.
Yeah, I think that caught a couple of kids by surprise, just the rules and coming up and getting the ball.
I was thinking, I didn't say it, but I was thinking onside kick.
Right.
You're up by 7. There's 54 seconds.
Yeah.
Your defense has been doing a good job of stopping the Braves.
Right. And you got a kid that could throw it in from there if you get it. You don't need a whole lot of time. And that would be a game changer. There's no question about it.
So we've got a CHCA player down on the field, folks.
Yeah, can't tell the number who that is.
So we've got an official timeout with 48.7 seconds left.
Yeah, looking at the Indian Hill guys, you don't have a hands team out there necessarily not anticipating this. You don't have your return guys. You're kind of in the middle.
So it's number 13.
Yeah, alphabetical by first name is not real helpful when you're looking for a number.
Cole Fisher, who's a sophomore. Looks like he plays safety, quarterback, and he's 6 foot tall, 180. So, folks, as we have a little bit of a delay here in the game, there's 48.7 seconds left in the half.
Rob, I think we got a public service announcement coming up.
Of the Indian Hill High School Video Department. The Video Department provides the community with educational and school-focused programming through the facilities of the ICRC.
So, folks, we're still in a official timeout for an injury on the field.
Yeah, you
Cole
know,
Fisher is the player for CHCA who's down, and he's sitting up now. This half has been brought to you by Bob Summerall, Clee Camp. BB&T Bank. And Cole Fisher gets up and is escorted off the field as we get ready to wrap up this half.
That's good news. Last week, just thinking about their game with Fenwick, CHCA goes up 21-0 and ends up losing that game 35-27. So, not sure what happened. I know that Fenwick runs the ball, very physical. I mean, we've seen that. We played Alter last year and had that similar type of game where you just wear out. You can't continue to go.
Goldine with the pass completion, and it looks like there's a flag on the field.
Flag down on the flag.
But I think that's something for the Braves to think about, is just, how people finish. And they might be down by 7, but that's not 21 like what Fenwick was facing.
Yeah. See what the penalty is here. That was a pass from Cole Dean to number 18 for the Braves.
Yeah, Joel Berger.
Joel Berger.
Joel Berger, good to see him out and being productive. Had that long situation with hamstrings and dealt with that for quite a while. Thinking of that, looking at 45 Davis Kleekamp, that shoulder issue that he had for seemingly forever. And just really happy for these guys as seniors to be healthy and productive and having fun. It's really a long time coming.
They're calling this penalty on the Braves. I'm not sure. Oh, nope, it's on CHCA. So it'll be first down. Not sure what the call was.
Maybe they were watching a chain gang.
It's a 15-yard penalty. So it's first down at the 45. Can't start the clock until you get the chain moved.
What is with the chain, guys? Really, guys? Come on.
So,
Oh, my God.
Well, I got the chain guys. They're all set now.
here comes.
Now I think we're gonna have a
Braves are
timeout.
taking a timeout. So here's the previous play. Let's see, Brian, if we can find out what the call is.
Yeah, well, it looked like it was in the secondary. I mean, and I don't know if I don't know, somebody, knocked down Marco Fiore or whatever. You see Marco in the background was on the ground. I don't know if that's what happened. I really don't know. But we're playing football again. That's the good news.
Braves with the ball at the 45 and first down. Cole Dean with the pass out to is that Shaw?
I think it is, yeah.
Nope.
Joel Berger.
Joel Berger.
Yep.
Reception at the 49. So
nice job hanging on to the ball.
4 yards.
Nice job hanging on to the ball. Took a pretty good hit there. That hit might have been just a little bit early, but Joel, good focus. A nice throw by Cole.
So 2nd and 6 as some of our other sponsors here, Beacon Orthopedic, Dial 1 Security Systems. Everything but the house. You could have gotten a Land Rover Discovery with 52,000 miles on it in pristine shape. It was a 1987 the other day.
Really?
From Everything But the House. Sipsy Klein.
How about that?
One of our sponsors here at Tomahawk Stadium, and Jeff Weiler. We appreciate all our sponsors of Indian Hill activities.
Jeff Weiler with 2 grandsons playing tonight.
That is correct. A sophomore in Duke Weiler and Graham Weiler. So Cole Dean taking the snap from the shotgun. Gets the pass off to Kleekamp, who's got the first down and then some.
Another terrific throw and good hands by Davis.
So moving those chains again, 32.6 seconds left here. It's 1st and 10 from about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, rain's starting to fall again.
Deep pass.
Somebody's going to have to go get it. Not sure what was going on there, but fortunate that we turned from an offensive team to a defensive team there to go break up a potential interception. Braves fortunate with 22.6 left. Still time to get down the field and get points.
False start. No encroachment on CHCA.
Offsides on CHCA.
Every little bit helps. And right now, honestly, we are, with our field goal kicker, we are in position where we just want to maintain possession of the ball, and if we can get in the end zone, great. But give ourselves a chance to get points here before the end of the half. Not sure if I see how many timeouts. Do you have a
three
feel?
timeouts left. CHCA has 2. Nice little pass to Colin Shaw, who's got the first down and is out of bounds to stop the clock with 14-6. So it'll be a first down at about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, with those timeouts, got a chance to play within the entire field and probably got another 2 plays here. And I think, if at this point, if CHCA is looking to pinch the edge and kind of, give up the middle of the field, that might be the place to take it.
Dean keeps it. Quick pass, reception. Out of bounds. That'll stop it with 6.6.
Yeah, that's a play that took some time. Took some time off that clock, and
So,
I think
Brian,
right now we're at a 37-yard field goal attempt. Wait a second now. We're coming off a play that was out of bounds, and I think our clock keeper's looking at the official.
We need to get our clock keepers into clock keeper school tomorrow as well.
Well, just thinking about this now, while we've got this break in the action, we're at a 37-yard attempt, which is very doable. I mean, shorter than the 2 that our kicker kicked last week. So
6-6 should be on the clock, folks. 6-6 is how much is left in the half. So you hear the whole entire crowd trying to let the officials know that there's 5.97.
that's close enough.
They can't set it.
We're being told that the clock doesn't set to the 10th of a second. You got to let it run and then hit it, and that's close enough.
Dean keeps it. He's going to go down.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time left, and honestly, we are within field goal range. Luke Lundberg more than capable of getting us on the board here, and that would be a big deal.
So the rain's coming down again. Harvey's decided that he was done with his little break and has revisited Tomahawk Stadium. You can watch us live right now on IHTN1 if you decided to stay home. We've had people as far away as Hong Kong watch sporting events at Indian Hill.
Yeah? Is that right? Did you verify that?
Last year for one of the varsity basketball games, we had a viewer from Hong Kong.
How about that? How did you find out? Did they call you, write you? Did you just get fan mail?
I was getting fan mail. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I got fan mail from Hong Kong.
Wow. You know, it's funny. Thinking about
actually, it was addressed to Brian Shaw.
I'm watching a game. Nothing else to do the other night. I'm watching a game, and it's a game from Taipei, Taiwan, and it's Purdue's. Basically, Purdue was asked to be the national team for the United States because of some schedule conflicts and whatever. You know who I thought about? I had to text and see if he was over there. Dick Satterfield. You didn't go over there to watch Purdue play in that
didn't watch
He didn't go over there, but I said, tell me you're not in Type A. He said, no, I'm not.
Lundberg with the kick, and that's going to be just off to the side and a little short. So the Braves go in here at halftime, Brian, 7-14, down by 7 to CHCA Eagles for the crosstown showdown of the small schools. Key factors in the game this half, all the touchdowns came on big plays.
Yeah. Right.
And they were set up by running games.
Yeah.
So you got to think that some of the regaming is the Braves are going to have to look at tightening that defensive lineup and stopping that run on the inside, because that's where CHCA went every single time. They went right up the gut. The Braves did some nice job of moving around. They did two runs out to the outside, which opened up the game. Cole Dean with a great first quarter touchdown on the third play of the game. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
CHCA started off a little slow, but they finally figured out how to stop the run game of the Braves.
Yeah.
And got their own running game going, which set up their scoring. They're scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, I think both these teams want to lean on their passing game and their quarterbacks, and the game just gets so much easier, right, when you got balance for these quarterbacks and these offenses. And I think first half CHCA doing a better job of running the football, particularly in that second quarter. And then a couple of big plays, right? Big conversions on, third downs when we had a chance to get off the field. Getting off the field is going to be really important in the second half, particularly as for two teams that have kids going both ways. When that fatigue starts to set in, getting off the field on third downs is a big deal. For the Braves to do that, obviously, the tackling, that's probably the issue.
So, again, this is Rob Young with Brian Shaw bringing you the first edition of Friday Night Lights from Tomahawk Stadium, where the CHCA Eagles are beating the Braves 14-7. We're going to take a short intermission of about 18 minutes. We'll be back here to bring you the opening of the second half in about 16 minutes, folks.
Let's take a look at that Braves band.
And we'll see you soon. Welcome back, folks, to the Indian Hill CHCA Friday night game, which is a feature game of the Crosstown Showdown, where CHCA is leading the Braves going into the second half, 14-7. For the start of the second half, the Eagles will receive the ball as the Braves will kick off. We have about 30 seconds here until kickoff. Folks, if you haven't experienced it, Harvey is back in the stadium. The rain's coming down very steadily, and the players are nice and drenched. I'm Rob Young with Brian Shaw here this evening, bringing you the live action on YouTube channel IHTN1. Tell your friends, your families, your grandparents to watch the games live from Tomahawk Stadium this fall as we bring you the Indian Hills version of Friday Night Lights. This half is going to be brought to you by Bob Summerall and all our great sponsors, including the Clee Camp Group and BB&T Bank. In the booth with us tonight is Mr. Brockoff himself. So, folks, the big story of the first half was the team that controlled the ball scored. Big plays were the scoring drives, but it was led up by great coverage on the ground in the running game. Don't have any stats for you, but both quarterbacks have had a decent night, even though it's pouring down rain here and the wind is not favorable necessarily. Some breakdowns by both teams on defense. It was pretty much a back and forth game as we had some great passes, some great running games. Looking for some scores here for you. See if we've got some updates from around the city. Tonight, in another one of the Crosstown Showdown matchups, we've got Coleraine facing St. X up north on the west side. So with about a minute 35 here, we'll get ready for the kickoff here. I'm in the booth by myself waiting for my partner Brian Shaw to rejoin me. Cole Dean has had a great night last week in the opening game of the season against New Richmond. Down in New Richmond, Cole had 3 touchdown passes, 296 yards, and was 22 of 40 in passing attempts last week. So a great start to the season. Cole's opened the night on the third play of the game with about a 47-yard touchdown pass. And Mr. Shaw is back.
Hey guys, talking to the coaches down there, or at least some of the guys that are in the booth. And I think everybody's pretty upbeat, with regard to the second half. Saw a lot of things that might be available to the Braves on offense. And a couple of plays, I think the consensus down there was that third down conversion from their own 1-yard line to keep that drive that ultimately ended with a touchdown pass. Big play of the game.
So I was mistaken. The Braves will actually receive the ball here in the second half. Back deep for the Braves is Fiore and Lopez. Lopez had a touchdown run back last week. Lopez is going to take this ball. He's got it at the 25. He's up to the 30. He's up to the 35, where he's met by a slew of Eagles and brought down at about the 37-yard line. So the Braves are going to start in good field position here, Brian. And there's a flag down on the play.
Looks like they're going to pick it up.
And they're waving the flag off.
Why wouldn't we start with some confusion?
Rain. 2 officials throw flags and you wave it off.
Rain is, I think, harder than we've seen it all night at this point.
So hold on, let's make sure the chain gang's ready before we start this play.
Marco in motion.
Hand
Handoff
off to
jet sweep.
Fiore, who gets cut, finds the seam, and gets about 5 yards on the carry.
Braves been running that play the last few years, and I think at some point they're thinking that we might break one, but I think it's maybe about softening some things up as opposed to getting big yards. Marco doing a nice job.
I'll take 4 or 5 yards every carry.
You know what? If we can get good yardage on first down and put ourselves in position and not have to manage too much, that's a great thing.
Whole team back. Fiore and Shaw off to your left side. It's handed up the middle to Holmes, who picks up about a yard before he's brought down. It'll be 3rd down and 4, I believe.
Well, Braves coming out trying to get something going on the ground.
Well, Brian, you got to think the steadiness of the rain, it's actually gotten harder than it was in the first half, has got to be weighing on the playmaking.
Yeah, I think you can see in the monitor that light tower just how much is coming down.
The team back, and we're going to have a false start. No, calling it on CHCA encroachment.
I was laughing actually at just the Cole after the whistle throws it out to Colin. Colin, instead of giving it to the official, throws it right back to Cole, like they're in the backyard. Well, that's good.
So you got to move the chains, folks, before you start the play. That's how it works here. Pick the chains up, move them down the field. We don't stand still, folks.
Braves will take that any way they can get it.
So, folks, as this play gets ready to start, you'll see 3 receivers to the left side, near side of the field. Cole Dean looking to go to Shaw. Shaw gets the catch. He's up to about the 50-yard line for about a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, Braves came right back to, I think, that same play that they ran before the play of the penalty.
And the other thing in that first half, when CHCA was getting the ball and the momentum, their yak was really good.
Yeah, that tackling. Here we got a movement on Shaw.
So Shaw's called for false start. We'll back it back up. It'll be 2nd and about 12.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know if it's the guy leaving earlier, maybe he had the right count, maybe it was on 2 and the ball didn't get snapped on 2, but at any rate, Braves back in that position.
Fiore with the ball, who's going to put it up? This
Beautiful.
Is a great goal! And the receiver, number 15.
Actually, Davis Kleekamp out there.
40.
Yeah. Braves, boy, I tell you, the toughest thing about that is you set it up, you get an opportunity, and you couldn't get it done for whatever reason. You know, that's a play that, boy, you don't get to run that too many times before they get the idea of what you're doing. And you like to take advantage of it when you get that element of surprise. Fiore, being a quarterback also, second-string quarterback, able to throw the ball. So that's not a hard play for him to make. Just
So
the elements got to us, I think, right there with the weather.
Well, we got another offside call. Well, I think they're practicing their calls. They're not letting the boys play football.
Yeah. Starting to get a little sloppy.
And we're not referring to the weather.
No. You know, and these are calls that I think are easy ones for these guys to make. Just thinking about what else is going on tonight in the CHL. Taft is at Wyoming. I don't have anything to take a look at what the update might be, a Twitter feed or whatever the case may be, but that could be a good game. Good athletes on Taft. We scrimmaged them. And then Madeira at Aiken down at Stargell. Well, looks like we got a pick and we're going the other way.
That's an interception. Brian, let's see if we can get some live updates here on scores.
Yep, gonna take a.
All right, we're gonna have a replay here of this pick. You see Cole gets the ball, Got 3 receivers down the right side. He's flanked out to the right. He puts the ball up, and it's just kind of underthrown, and Kleekamp is cut off from the reception.
Yeah, elsewhere, Madeira at Aiken, I think that's going to be a good game too. We scrimmaged Aiken as well. Madeira with a big win against Norwood last Friday. As we're going to have a second and about 6. Last week, just around the CHL, just to take a minute, talk about some of the things that happened. Marymount put up 41 points. Wally Rennie and Charlie Cowart hooking up on a good portion of what was going on there. CHCA with the right run to the right, starting to get good yardage. And that's first down.
Some score updates for you. Mason at halftime is beating Withrow 48-0. You've got Lakota East is up 27-21 on Kings with 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
How about that St. X Coleraine game? You got anything on that? A lot of time for Van Adsky. Catching a break there. Catching a break. Just thinking about, too, the last week in the CHL, one of the things that happened, Madeira with a nice win against Norwood, who won 8 games last year. By the way, Coach Jenny from Norwood now on the Indian Hill sideline. Great coach. Not there. Norwood starts the year with a loss to Madeira. But in that game, big news, Mark Manfredi, 242 yards in that game. That's a season. Mark Manfredi with 242. That's trouble.
That's trouble for the Braves. Caught from behind and dropped at about the 4-yard line.
Nice job by Will Kleekamp not to give up on that and continue.
So here's some scores
see, we got a
for you
flag
from
on
the Coleraine St. X game.
That's
it
coming
is
back.
a tight game. It is 6-0. Coleraine with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in the third quarter.
Let's take a look at that again.
Battle up in Coleraine tonight.
Rob, big play coming back. Let's take a look at where that might have taken place. Yeah, you can see 52 with the hold on on Mick Oakes. And
big hold on the left side there.
Yeah, not sure that was. I don't think that was consequential with the play itself, but boy, that big consequence with regard to field position now.
So instead of 4-yard, 1st and 4 to score, they're looking at 2nd and 22.
Yeah. Braves catching a break twice now in this drive. Time to start making some plays and making their own luck. Great job. Mick Oakes coming off that block. Did a great job shedding the blocker and going up and making a tackle on Danny Van Adsky in space. Really nice job there by Mick Oakes. But, you know, you look at that last week and several. I mean, I know Wyoming beat North College Hill in a game that, 76-6 or whatever the case may be. Not sure what to make it at. But I tell you, Madeira and Manfredi running the ball, and down at Marymount with Rennie and Cowart hooking up on a bunch of passes. Looks like some of these games are going to be kind of fun this year. A lot of offense in week 1 for the CHL.
Maskey's back, long throw.
Got double coverage over here. Still
out of bounds.
Yeah, out of bounds, but still able to grab the ball against double coverage. When you got 6'5s running down the field like that.
Latest word on the Coleraine St. X game. We're in the beginning of the 4th quarter. Colerane's on the 1-yard line on a 3rd down, ready to score.
And still 6-0, Coleraine.
Still 6-0 Coleraine.
With the
we're
ball.
In the 4th quarter now.
Yeah. But what do you think that week of practice was like for Coleraine coming off that LaSalle loss? You got to give those kids credit. Public school, and they play everybody. Nice play, Marco. Good job. Well, Braves with another opportunity. Boy, dodged a bullet there, didn't they? With that holding penalty. Holmes looks really good on that.
Really good.
Yeah, that ankle. Terry Conti gets a game ball because whatever she did to tape him up, he's moving as well as he did before that that ankle injury.
Braves are 2nd and 3, 2 receivers right. This one goes to Fiore, who picks up about a yard before he's brought down, maybe not even a yard.
Yeah, speaking of Tennyson, a game ball also to Linda and Theo Holmes, who are out there with camera equipment getting photos for all the parents tonight on the field in this rain. And appreciate everything that she does. And also want to say, looking back, Dale Becker, what a job Dale Becker did on the sidelines getting shots. And you don't know what that means as a parent not to have to bring a camera and just be able to watch the game.
So Coleraine is up now, 13-0 against St. X.
How about Marco? How about Marco Fiore?
11:58 to go in the 4th quarter.
Great play by Fiore to stretch out, leave his feet, and pick up that first down. Marco had a play last week at New Richmond along the sideline where he decided to try to jump over somebody and got spun around like a helicopter. Landed on that surgically repaired shoulder and was fine, thankfully.
And we need him in basketball this year. Holmes with the picking up the pitch, and he picks up about 5 yards before he's tripped up and brought down at about the 47-yard line.
Great job by Holmes to accelerate and split those 2 CHCA defenders. Nice aggressive run there. And the Braves starting to do a good job of getting themselves in manageable situations. Once again, we talking about 2nd and 6 for the Braves. Those are things where the whole playbook opens up for them, especially here in midfield. Interesting alignment here.
Go.
Like what the Braves are doing here. You know, Coldine was doing a very good job at quarterback. They're just giving him a different look here, a different thing to defend, a change of pace a little bit. And with this weather, you know, maybe a little bit more of a running attack and having multiple people in the backfield to account for. So nice job by the coaching staff in Indian Hill to kind of mix things up a little bit. And another first down for the Braves. And that rain continues to come down in sheets. Let's take a look at that again. Different formation here. You're going to see Shaw go in motion and try to get that end and seal, or actually that linebacker and seal. And Marco with a nice job getting around the corner and finishing that run.
Running game's working for us. Got with this weather condition, stay on the ground and eat up time.
Right.
Let's get a score. And folks, this is a great picture. If you don't know how bad the conditions are out here tonight, this picture says it all.
Yeah, this isn't one where you're just changing socks at the half. This
Fiore again with the carry.
Yeah, Marco taking some punishment. Looks like he might have coughed it up, but they're ruling the ball down. Marco down by contact.
Second about 4.
At some point they make a decision, I guess, about the change of pace and, you know, when to counter back the other direction. But right now it looks like we're going to stay with this formation and this running attack, and why not? Again, 2nd and 4, a wonderful situation to be in a part of the field where, you know, you got at least another play, maybe 2 more plays. Or I'm sorry, 2, maybe 3. Not that you need it when he's running for first downs like this.
You got to like the way Marco's running tonight.
Marco is just a fluid, natural runner. You know, particularly if he stays on the ground. A lot of times he's up high and he's jumping, but if he stays on the ground, he really is. He's a natural. And it could take CHCA a little while to make the adjustment here. This is a whole different thing than what they've seen the first half of the game.
Flag on CHCA. So it'll be 1st and 5.
Now, I'm hoping this doesn't happen, but you know how this has gone. If they get an offsides, we get a false start and vice versa. Let's take that and accept that gift graciously and use it. 8-yard line, 8 yards, you know, to get in here. We don't want anything, any kind of penalties to make it harder. It looks like we had one of the CHCA players lose his helmet. It's going to have to come off the field. John Mark Williams, a couple of carries tonight, and both times taking hits.
It's a big hit for a loss.
Yeah. And this is one of those things.
2nd and 9.
You hate to get into a situation. You like to get quite a bit here and have a manageable 3rd and goal or whatever the case may be. And he's going to get it. No. Great job.
So it'll be 1st down and goal for the Braves as we are 2 minutes and 32 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, where the Braves are down by 7, looking to bring the ball into the neighborhood. And this drive has been all run.
Fiore,
Marco Fiore.
Fiore under center with Williams and Holmes in the backfield with him. And looks like we got some movement.
False start on the Braves. That'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and goal from about the 7-yard line now, where they're marking it at the 6. So Fiore's going to be the quarterback on this. Downs, he's in the Shaw in motion to the right side. Fiore's got the ball, and he's breaking one tackle. He's brought down at about the 3-yard line.
Marco putting some miles on right now.
That's a senior putting this team and this drive on his shoulder and picking up every yard. CHCA is going to call a timeout here with 2 minutes left in the quarter. See if we can find some other scores for you. Lakota East is up 27-21 at the end of 3.
Got anything on that Wyoming Taft or that Madeira and Aiken?
That's what I was looking for.
Sure.
Let's see if we can find some scores of other CHL teams.
Yeah. Reading playing well. First game out against Roger Bacon, a close game, a one-score game. One thing I noticed is Johnny Miller back in football. Good basketball player. Took last year off from a football standpoint. Good to see him back playing in the CHL.
So last tweet that we have, Wyoming was beating Taft 28-0 at halftime.
Yeah. Yeah, Wyoming, a great senior class that just left him. But as is usually the case, a lot of great athletes over there. Prather and Edmonds still running around over there, and that's a handful.
Touchdown.
How about Marco Fiore extending right at the end for the pylon?
You got to think, what, Fiore have a total of probably 70 yards carrying on that series?
I mean, it was Fiore, and CHCA knew it, and he's breaking tackles in the backfield. Let's take another look at that touchdown and watch Marco shed a tackle in the backfield, gets out of the arms of a leg tackle. Actually, nice block, too. And able to extend at the last second for that pylon and just had enough room on that sideline to get in.
So will Luke keep a perfect record on after point after kicks? And it is
yes,
up
he
and
will.
Good.
Yes, he will.
So here we are with about 1:56 left in the third quarter. It is a tied ball game here at Tomahawk Stadium. I'm Rob Young with Brian Shaw.
Luke's grandparents are somewhere watching saying, don't jinx my grandson, especially in this weather. and hey, how about the hold and the snap? I mean, give credit. I don't know if that was Sitchell doing that, and I can't recall exactly. Who's doing that snap?
I'm pretty sure it's Jack Sitchell.
And I think Alex Lindbergh holding. In conditions like this, I mean, those are not a gimme. Those plays are not a gimme. So great job. Great job. All right, see if the Braves can, maybe they can put this one in the end zone. And if that's the case, come out and get that ball back and start to change the momentum in this. Luke Lundberg with an opportunity to start it all off right here with a good kick. That rain looks like it's swirling a little bit. Hard to tell exactly how that wind is playing with the ball. At least I'm having a hard time.
The flag's coming straight towards us, Brian. It's fluttering a little bit, but the wind's definitely a factor down there on the field tonight.
Boy, he nailed
booted that one.
Oh, just out of bounds. Almost got that through the corner.
You know what's been really fun to watch about the last, the 19s, the 2020s, the 2021s. A lot of kids are staying home for school now.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
And it's we're seeing it in our athletics.
Yeah.
And the 2018 class. Can you imagine if all those kids from that 2018 team that beat up on teams as middle schoolers, beat up on teams as youth football.
Yeah.
And when they were playing youth football, they weren't playing against the little guys. They were playing against the big schools. Yeah,
and the one that probably impacts things right now the most is the one that's actually playing.
Yeah.
That's here tonight. Yeah, I mean he's just had a tremendous opportunity. But a couple of kids at St. X are doing a great job. They're playing right now, it's tough. But I think as the kids start to see the opportunities that are available to them, and you start to see athletes come out like Reed or like Andrew Benintendi or some of these guys, why not?
That's a big boy carrying that ball.
Yeah.
and Tennyson takes him down to the ground.
And speaking of guys that aren't here, I'd like to wish the best of luck tonight. I know they're in a tough one over at Coleraine, but Johnny Morocco and Chad Adair over at Coleraine, wish them luck tonight for the Bombers. How special is that to be part of a state championship team?
Absolutely.
Let's take another look at this play. You're right. I mean, some of these skill position guys are a really good size for CHCA. Will Kleekamp doing a great job.
And Will Kleekamp's not a small guy.
No, he's not.
He's just a young guy.
He is a young guy, but boy, is he productive. I mean, think about that last week, having, I think, eight tackles and a sack and a half last week. And been playing great on both sides of the ball tonight. They've asked him to do quite a bit. Yeah, but, thinking back to those days of that middle school football, the thing that really distinguished that team, I thought, was Danny spinning it. He just was throwing it all over the place as a 7th and 8th grader.
Panaski with a pass. Incomplete as the pass went long.
Pass down the right sideline falls incomplete.
Well, Braves with a chance here to get off the field. And we talked about that in the first half, how important that is and what a big thing that is if you can do it. the way the Braves went down the field, changing it up with the running game, the last possession, like to see them get their hands on the ball here before CHCA has a chance to do any more damage.
Handoff.
Nice
and
job.
He's dropped at the line, behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, I tell you what, it's surprising to me. You know, it seemed in the first half when CHCA went to Jalen's side, it was trouble. And it seemed like they went away from Jalen quite a bit. And they had that previous play where they got good yardage and tried to set up coming back with a counter and went to the wrong side of the field.
This clock's going to run down for CHCA. We're going to take a break here at the quarter. It's a 14-14 game as we head into the fourth quarter, Brian, and big difference.
Yeah.
Braves ate up a lot of clock.
Yeah.
They ran the ball.
Yeah, it's,
Marco carried the ball.
Marco carried the ball. Let's hope Marco's in one piece when we get out of here. Hey, we had somebody stop in the booth, a friend of ours, Brian Brockoff. I think he was just trying to get out of the rain, although I think he likes us and he likes to be with us. But, Brian, welcome upstairs in this monsoon that we're in. Just wanted to spend a minute with you. We talked about all these sponsors, and I know that you're, the reason that BB&T and Indian Hill High School are connected. Talk to me a little bit, if you wouldn't mind, about that connection and, in a more general sense, BB&T in the Cincinnati community. It's only been a couple of years, but I see you guys everywhere.
Well, Brian, thank you. I appreciate being included up here. It is a little nicer than out in this weather. I commend the Braves for coming back to a 14-14 tie. And you're absolutely right. We are so honored to be part of the greater Cincinnati community. We bought the Bank of Kentucky back in June of 2015. For 145 years, education has been the cornerstone of our company. So high school sports, college sports, education as a whole, especially now at the preschool, the elementary, just means the world to our CEO, Kelly King, to our board, to our senior management, and to all of us here in Cincinnati. So we are tickled to be part of the Braves here in Cincinnati.
Well, appreciate it. I know you've been very active not only with the football but the basketball. Gosh, we've had some great moments where we've had halftime fundraisers. BB&T has stepped up. How about the time when we had the U.S. veteran that was an amputee, a double amputee, out on our floor shooting free throws and raising money and having hundreds of kids out on the floor raising money for the USO, and BB&T stepping up and sponsoring per make. It's really a fantastic thing for the school, and we really appreciate the relationship. Everything going well in the city of Cincinnati? You got some deals shaking, some things happening?
Yes, sir. We're making some good progress. We can always appreciate a little additional business, especially out here in Indian Hill and the surrounding area. But yes, we're looking forward to a great season here with the high school program, with the football, and then leading into the basketball.
Finally, let's get an update on one Jay Brockoff. I think he's with BB&T. How's he doing?
Well, you've got a great memory. Jay went through our leadership development program, which is it's the oldest program in the United States for commercial banks. Matter of fact, it's been the #1 training program for the last 8 years. Jay was very fortunate to do well at South Carolina. He went through about a 4-month process to join us, and he's down in Winston-Salem working in our digital group, which is focused just on this, all the millennials, all of our younger client base, and all the folks that we want to reach and we want to connect with. Also for a lot of mothers, as well as a lot of inept fathers like myself.
Well, that's great. Well, thanks for joining us, and I would imagine that probably puts a crimp in Jay's golf game, but he's got such a good golf game, he can withstand that. Well, Braves are going to be backed up quite a bit. Change of field position here with that punt and recovery. But, hey, we saw CHCA in the first half go from their own goal line all the way down on the Braves. Let's see if the Braves can return the favor. Looks like we're going to have the same group out there with Marco Fiore. Marco at quarterback. Looks like the Braves are going to stay with that approach.
So the Braves from zone for pass interference.
A little exuberance from the stoic Colin Shaw. You know, we always talk about that. Hey, if you're getting held and you're getting doubled and stuff in basketball, you got to sell it. You got to sell it. Well, he sold that, and it was pass interference, but nice job of being expressive and getting that call. That's a big call to get the Braves away from their own goal line. Give them a little breathing room here.
$5 yards?
Well, depends on what it is, if it's holding or if it's interference. That was holding. But nonetheless, helpful. We'll take it. Again, we're now in a 1st and 5, and if you think about it, if they're committed to the run, not going to be too hard to get that 5, hopefully.
Why do you move the chains? It should be 1st and 5.
Yeah.
They just moved the chains, though.
Oh. Marco just getting out of the end zone to avoid a safety, and it looks like he's a little
It's gonna
ginger.
be a loss of about 3. I think they're marking it at the 2. So 11-17 here in the 4th quarter. The Braves are backed up against their in line. Fiore's taking the snap, looking to pass it. He puts it deep, and Kleekamp can't get downfield to get to it. So it's going to be 3rd and 14. And you definitely see the effects of the weather playing two ways. A lot of fatigue out there on both sides of the field.
And Coldine going to come in for this 3rd down. It's some kind of a spot to be put in. Now we're looking at 3rd and 14 from our own 2-yard line.
And that ball's knocked down and incomplete. And I think Marco's cramping more than anything.
Well, they're going to be asking him to get the ball out of his own end zone on this punt. And CHCA's return man
is about at the 40.
It's going to stand at the 40, yeah. Looks like the
timeout, Indian Hill.
Yeah, Braves had to burn another one.
So the Braves are down to 1 timeout left. 11 minutes. So here comes.
We're going to look at that 3rd and 14.
Replay. Coldine in the end zone here.
Yeah, it's kind of like, coming in as a relief pitcher with a 3-0 count here. I mean, very tough.
That ball was almost picked off at the line of scrimmage.
Well, it was tipped, and yeah.
If that guy was a basketball player, that ball would have been caught.
Yeah, is that right?
It was right through his hands. Colin Shaw would have caught that ball.
Oh. Nice job.
with a nice punt. He's going to get a nice roll. Going to get a real nice roll. He picks the ball up. He's going to try to bring it back. The last time he tried this, he did not get a lot of yards. And he's hit hard.
Yeah, Mick Oakes.
Mick Oakes comes down the field.
I tell you, that kid, he's added that dimension of speed, and he is in absolutely terrific shape. And, man, you just got, they say, I guess F equals MA, and he's proof of it. I mean, he just came down, and he's been doing it the entire, not just last week and this week, but every scrimmage. You would see him making tackles where he was.
Here comes that hit.
Yeah, Bright doing a nice job of getting him squared in the middle of the field, and here's Mick not Mick's not asking any questions right there. Man of action.
The Braves back on defense. Vanaski hands it off up the middle, and it's a pickup of about 5 yards. 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, nice job by Jalen.
45-yard line. Second down.
Not sure what the question was there. That just looked like a good tackle.
CHCA looking to get the playoff here as the Braves get set on defense. They've got 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Lone back in the backfield as Vanaski looks to the sideline. Makes a change of play at the line, and it's going to be a deep pass again.
And got one-on-one coverage out there. Ooh.
And the Braves kind of get lucky that both players kind of go down on that one.
Yeah.
Vanaski's pass down to the right side.
Yeah, Braves have caught a couple of breaks on that tonight, haven't they?
We keep getting beat on that side.
Yep. Well, it's tough. You know, you got single coverage out there, and
Against the 6'5", 220.
we've had a couple of times where we've had guys do a nice job running the route with a little hesitation. You know, that led to a touchdown in the first half. And these corners out on an island, I mean, that's tough. Still only 14 points up on the board. If they can keep it that way and get the ball back with decent field position. 35, time to get off the field.
Hand off. Well, you've got to break down and tackle.
Myers down the right side.
Yeah, I mean, good run. I mean, in
Good
space,
run, good
yeah,
blocking.
nice cut to get up the field. Let's take a look at it. We're going to try to get a look at that and see exactly what happened, but looked to me like nice cut up the field. And
You'll see.
while we're getting that replay, I'm going to tell you about this extra point.
It's up the side. There's a little bit of a hold by 52, but
Looks like it's good.
Great block by. I didn't catch the number, but there was a great block down the field that opened that run up for him, and everybody from the opposite side's playing catch up.
Yeah, obviously you see the scoreboard. CHCA converts on the extra point, and we're back where we started the second half here, down by 7.
So, folks, with 9:48, the Braves will be receiving the ball on the kickoff as CHCA goes up by 7 again, and it's a 21-14 game.
See if the Braves can answer. This is a great game, isn't it? I mean, really, both sides. I know, everybody's got an opinion about mistakes or whatever the case may be and all that stuff, but gosh, a lot of guys making plays in a very entertaining football game.
If I'm going to watch a football game in this kind of weather
Yeah.
and not listen to you on TV,
Yeah.
I would rather see this kind of game
Yeah, that's right.
instead of being at the Wyoming game where it was 28-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to find the Madeira-Aiken score. Last time we checked in the fourth quarter, Coleraine was shutting out St. X. It was 13-0.
Looking at CHCA, and the adjustment they're making, they're only in the second game of the year.
Fiore with the ball. He's up to about the 25-yard line.
And, Rob, that difference between the first game and the second game, I think most people feel is probably the most pronounced of any during the course of a season. Think about what they were coming back from. Last year they would actually run it more than they would pass it. Almost twice as much, maybe 1.5 times as much. They had a kid named Kason Gamble who ran for almost 1,800 yards. And it looked like they've been trying to figure out how to replace that. And I think, they're starting to figure it out.
Yeah, this is Vanaski's done a great job on the Eagles side of the ball, and Cole Dean has done a great job along with Marco Fiore for the Braves. Fiore with the ball again. Breaks a tackle, gets up to the first down, up to
Hold it.
the 46-yard line before he's brought down by number 22. Somebody's got to stop that kid from running. you know, he runs the football like he plays the basketball court.
Yeah.
He just slips around, and it's like he's on a pair of skates. You're coming at him, you think you've got him, and he just moves to the left a little bit, and you miss him.
Yeah, he's a heck of an athlete.
He's a great runner.
He really is.
Fiore with the carry again, up to about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, Braves probably thinking right now about, the change of pace and running it and throwing it, and, like to see them, if they're going to make that change of pace, let's not do it on 3rd and 15 or whatever the case may be out of our own end zone. When that time comes and we're seeing Marco, I mean, there's a little fatigue starting to set in here. Make these changes, when it's a little easier. 2nd and 4.
Fiore takes the snap. He's going to hold this ball again, looking for the seam, and he gets dropped behind the line of scrimmage at about the 50-yard line for a 2-yard loss. So it'll be 3rd and 6, Brian.
Marco Fiore stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Cole's going to come in here for this 3rd and 6, and again, you just nothing wrong with that change of pace. I kind of like it, but it's like, okay, well, when do we buy? When do we sell? How do we stay in front of this? And a little fatigue setting in on Marco. I don't think it was an option for him to run that 3rd down play at this point.
Yeah, see, I have no problem with the change of pace, Brian, but one of the things that I would have rather seen him do, 1st down, have Marco do what we did. 2nd down, and you're 2nd and 4. Bring Cole in, leave Marco in as an option for the run or as a receiver. Now we're 4th and 7.
Yeah.
You're bringing Cole in after 3 or 4 plays of offense, and how many plays of defense did he sit? And he's got to get warmed back up.
Meanwhile, Marco over here getting stretched for cramps. Terry helping him out, and Marco's going to go in and punt here on 4th down. He was on his back stretching out here about 15 seconds ago.
You just can't use a kid too much. I get it that he carried you down the field and scored a touchdown, but you got to. Eventually, they're going to figure out how to stop him from running. As good as he is, they'll still figure out how to. And Fiore gets a great punt. Goes out at about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, that left hamstring's a little tight right now.
Well, and we're going to miss him on the defensive side.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's going to be until he gets cleared, and I don't know exactly what that's scheduled for. But, boy, when he gets cleared to play defense, I think it's going to help him quite a bit, too. Marco just brings so much to the table. And I can understand, you want to use that. You only got so many athletes. When you look at a school this size, you want to use him as much as possible.
But if you're on the other sideline and with Marco in there,
it's a run, and with Cole,
it's going to be a run.
And then Colt's throw.
Put Cole in there, let Cole take the snap, give him the running option.
Good 1st down carry. And
Tennyson Holm gets leveled by number 33.
Kind of what we were talking about with regard to.
I think that's one of those 6'3", 6'4" guys that's got some mass on him. A great athlete. You've watched him all night make some great blocks.
Yeah.
Tennyson was coming up to make the tackle and closed down the door, and 33 just leveled him.
We're in a 2nd and 5, a tough situation. Really, the playbook's open, and Danny can do a lot. Let's see how the Braves respond here. Nice job. Finish.
They pick up about a yard.
Okay.
3rd and 4.
Hey, great job by the Braves on a 2nd and 5. Tough to defend, right?
Yep.
Got a chance to get off the field here again. Love to see the Braves get that 2nd turnover. Been a really clean game when you think about the rain and, these guys playing in this element.
Panaski keeps it and gets just past the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and about 2 or 3 to go.
Looks like they're coming off the field. Danny's coming off the field. He doesn't know about the rest of those guys. if they want to stay out there, they can, but he's coming off the field, so we are going to have a punt situation.
So there goes Fiore back to receive the punt.
You know, last week I thought I saw a couple of times on punt return where Marco was on one side and Trey on the other. Looks like just Marco this time. Tough snap.
Tough snap. He
Nice
gets it
job.
off. Fiore calls for a fair catch.
Like Zach Cozart out there making that play. Very nice. That right there might not seem like a huge thing, but that's a big part of this game. That's another one of those plays you remember. If he doesn't make that, he didn't pick it up and get rid of it like that. Got a different situation here.
So with 5:42 to go, the Braves trailed the Eagles by 7. It's 21-14. Been a great game tonight. You know, we went through that little spurt where about every time we lined up, there was a flag for offsides.
Yeah.
False start, offside, false start.
Pace has picked up here, hasn't it? Braves starting to run out of time. Well, just as we say that.
And with this officiating crew, we're not sure. They'll probably call it a dead ball. That's going against the Braves.
All right. Rob, 5:42 left. We're starting to get to that point where this is a really, obviously, a big possession. But, you know, you don't know if you got enough time to be able to get it back again. Big play down there on that 3rd and 4 to get the ball back. Let's do something here.
Cole Dean with a quick pass out to Colin Shaw, who picks up about a yard before he's brought down. So, Brian, you're right. This is we're getting down to the nitty-gritty where you gotta wonder what they're going to do. They're doing what I like. I like it when both Dean and Fiore Dean takes a snap. He's looking to get that ball off, gets it out to. We're going to have a replay of the play to Shaw. Have live action on your left side, replay on your right side. Folks,
little
this
split
is
screen there. That's pretty good. Our guys, in the truck.
They're doing great.
Yeah, some good production people. Who are those guys?
So, just to give everybody who's watching this or may watch it later, I know you don't know what IHTN is unless you're from Indian Hill. That's a great pass. A little lob pass to Holmes, who picks up about 4 yards. That's a hard 4. But this entire production is produced, filmed, and put together by a student staff.
Right.
It's the IHTN club. We've got cameramen up here that are working the booth that are high school students. We've got a director that's a high school student. We've got a production guy who's a high school student. The guys bringing the replays are high school students. And they're all led by Denny Dupps, who has been an educator in technology for almost 45 years, Brian.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, and he's also a nationally ranked handball player.
Is he? I didn't know.
He is.
And he's doing something that is the cutting edge, the latest in technology. I mean, he's got these kids out here doing stuff that, isn't something from when he started. He could probably never have imagined that he'd be working with this kind of technology. It's fantastic.
Well, and a lot of people don't know this. There's kids that have worked in this club at IHTN, got their start, and are now, if you watched any of the Final Four in the NCAA tournament, not this past year, but the year before, that entire production was put on by an Indian Hill graduate.
How about that?
Who started his television career right here at Indian Hill.
Man.
If you watch college football, a lot of Indian Hill guys are producing those games, directing those games.
Braves pin CHCA all the way back to their 12, and I thought that was movement. I thought 72.
They're going to call it a false start on kind of the same thing that happened down here to us.
Yeah. So we're now down to the 8-yard line. Great punt by Marco. Great coverage back there, and the false start. So
First and 15.
First and 15.
From the 7-yard line.
Obviously, with 4 minutes and change left, really critical to 3 and out. Get that ball back. Got tackle. Wow.
You have him pinned.
Yeah,
Get
good
back.
Jackson Myers, I believe that's the same running back that got that big third down conversion in the first half that was so critical to this game. Another one right there with a first and 15, but nonetheless getting them away from their goal line, getting them more downs, buying time. Now down to 4 minutes and 5 seconds, and they'll start it up here in just a minute.
Regardless of the outcome of this game, you got to think tomorrow in film they're going to be focusing on what caused them to be so weak in the center of the field. Another handoff. Gets contained and dropped for about a 2-yard gain. But all their big carries have been basically straight up the gut.
Yeah, and now those timeouts that we had, special teams and whatever the case may be. So Braves really need to, next 2 plays, deny CHCA and get this ball back.
CHCA, as long as they can keep running the ball 3 yards a carry, they're going to keep running, get the first down, and they're going to wind this clock down, knowing that the Braves only have 1 timeout.
Well, let's see if we can get a break here.
There you go. That's a stop. That's how you stop the run, boys.
Yeah, Mick Oakes at the point of attack right there. Nice job. Joe Oakes in there, his brother.
About a half-yard gain on that.
All right, here we go.
So third and about 6.5.
Yeah, big play right here. Big play.
Panaski with 2 receivers to his left, splits. 1 in motion. Panaski under pressure, gets the pass off, and it's an incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 6. Braves are saved by a missed route run there.
Well, 2 nice things on that, right? I mean, one, Braves do a great job kind of controlling that pocket, making that pocket smaller and smaller. Danny had a tough throw to make there. But then making the throw, incomplete pass, clock stops, 2:15. Can't ask for much more than that. Remember, it was a little bit over 4 minutes when CHCA got the ball. And Braves able to, with only 2 minutes taken off the clock, get it back. And now a chance for a return or, Cole to come out, make some throws, and get us back in this game.
Fiore back deep at about the 38-yard line for the Braves.
Another great job by the punter.
And he's going to make a fair catch call again.
Nice job.
And he's going to get that ball at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, he probably saved Indian Hill 10 yards or so by making that catch. Great job to go get it for Marco.
So now you got just a little over 2 minutes. The Braves are going to get 1 play off before the 2-minute break. And you got to think that we got to produce on this series.
This is it. It's 4-down territory the whole way.
I'd like to give a shout out to Grasscore, another one of our sponsors, and Sipsy Klein. Dean with the ball, makes a throw to Fiore, who holds on to it. That hit looked like it hurt.
Yeah, Marco down, but, that hit could have been a lot worse. Give the CHCA kid credit. He obviously wasn't doing anything but trying to make the tackle and actually hit him with the shoulder in the side. That was fortunate.
Gonna come off the field.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. Nice job on that tackle. That was a good, clean tackle. Blake Sheffer.
2nd and 6 for the Braves. Cole Dean back with the snap. Looking for another pass to Kleekamp, who can't get his hands on the ball, and it's incomplete.
Good throw. He's making all the throws. And sometimes things don't always work out, but that was a good throw. Still got manageable 3rd and 6, and we know we're in 4-down territory.
And the wind's picking up as the rain continues to come down from Harvey. Dean with snap, sets in the pocket, gets a Cleecamp can't hold on to it. So it's going to be 4th and 6 here. Brian, what do we do? It's minute 34. You've only got one timeout. You're 4th and 6.
I don't know what your 7-yard play is, but this is the time to use it. Another good throw. This is tough. I mean, they're just, none of these plays are easy, but Cole's given his teammates an opportunity here. Yeah, here we go.
First down, Braves.
Another great
at the
throw.
40-yard line.
Yeah, another great throw with pressure coming on him, and Mike Bright doing a good job securing the football. And Mike Bright doing a good job getting past the first down marker before he turned for it. Great job.
Great pass by Cole Dean. Nice pass.
Joel Berger.
Braves are marching up the field with 1:16 to go. The chains are moving.
Yep. We're going to get a little stop and play until those chains are set, and then they'll restart. Use this time to get ourselves into a
play. Cole Dean's coming up. He's going to probably take this snap and spike it.
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Stops the clock with 1:09.
Yeah, we got
2nd and 10.
Plenty of time. I mean, right now it's just a matter of, hey, let's use 4 or 5 seconds for a play. Let's not use 15 or 20 seconds for a play.
So you got Shaw out to the far side along with Lopez and Holmes. Dean in the backfield by himself this time, takes the snap.
We might get
that was a big hit in the middle of the field on Lopez.
Yeah.
Great defense by CHCA. My apologies tonight to the CHCA fans that might be watching this. Our roster for CHCA is about the size of a pin drop, and I don't have good eyes. The CHCA players have done a great job tonight on defense. Offense has been a great game with 1:05. Dean takes the snap, looks to. It's going to be 4th and 10.
Looks like Mike's down. Not sure what. I didn't see the hit. I didn't see what happened. I was looking at the ball.
That was a great contact as the ball was getting there. They just he was up in the air.
Yeah, Marco trying to go out on the field. I don't know if you can see that right now, but it doesn't look like he's anywhere near 50%, much less 100%.
So Fiore's out on the field. Adds another dimension. About a minute to go.
Looks like Michael Bright's holding that hand.
Michael Bright's off the field. Cole Dean looking for play call. You got Shaw on the near side here. 3 receivers off to the left side. You got Holmes in the backfield. Dean takes the snap, looking to make the pass, and just a bit outside. So this game is going to go on a turnover. Tough night for the Braves. So you got to think with 56 seconds left, you're going to see CHCA take a snap. Braves call a timeout.
Yeah, timing route right there, and just a tough thing to sync up. Receiver in the area, well-thrown ball, just,
Michael Bright tried to come out on the field for defense, but he's still holding his side. I think he took a helmet right to the hip.
Is that it?
He's probably got a hip pointer if I had to guess. It was a great defensive stance by the Eagles. It's been a great game, Brian. Great first game at Tomahawk Stadium. It's not going to come out necessarily the way we wanted it to.
Yeah.
But CHCA looks tough. The Braves look tough. It's got a long way to go. Still got 8 games to the season.
Yeah. Braves did a nice job tonight in a lot of regards. A couple of things, obviously, that didn't go their way. But, hey, I think everybody that stayed and stuck around saw a great game. And Danny Vanatsky coming back to Indian Hill played very well.
Best of luck to the CHCA fans and team with the rest of their season. You know, you talked about CHCA really stepping up their schedule.
Yeah, Wyoming.
In the non-conference.
Yeah, Wyoming next week, as a matter of fact.
The Braves have also done the same thing. Who do we have next week?
Yeah, next week we've got Bacon here and then at Madeira. But Bacon here next week.
So that'll be our next televised game. Will be next Friday. It'll be the Braves against the Roger Bacon Spartans, as the Braves in this game in a deficit of 7 points. And as you see these teams, great friendships between these teams. Danny Vanaski, we wish you the best of luck for the rest of your season. And to the coaching staff, good luck. I'm Rob Young with Brian Shaw in the booth tonight. Special shout out to all the staff that helped us put this game on for you. And this is IHTN Friday Night Lights out of Tomahawk Stadium. Be brave, folks, and have a great week.
Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department.